Hello, I'm Grandmaster Ronald Stone. Welcome to your Hapkido Thought for the day. I want to talk to you today about respect in the martial arts. First thing that comes to mind is I was taught many years ago, respect is something that is earned, not commanded. Respect is important because you want your students to appreciate their art. You want the students to be encouraged. You want the students to emulate those who came before them and improve upon that. But if an instructor doesn't have the respect of his students, none of the things that he wishes to teach or impart will be achieved. There's a reason why in the martial arts rank is important. Legitimate rank is important. Those of you who've listened to my podcast before know how I feel about honest and legitimate legacy. But going back to it, the martial arts are martial, and with the very, very few exceptions that I know about, almost all of the armies in the world consider rank important and respect. Although I personally did not serve in the armed forces, I was exempt during college. My father was a captain in the Army Air Corps, and he explained to me that, at least in the old days, you could actually be court-martialed for not only disrespecting, but failing to respect by gestures, words, or actions. Respect of rank has always been considered an important aspect to military training. And of course, today's martial arts are not as strict and rigid as they once were. I think that's got to do a lot with cultural changes in how current students accept education and accept authority. So sometimes there has to be a workaround. But the bottom line is that from the day that a new student walks into a dojang, there should be a sort of a step-by-step, follow the yellow brick road approach to learning to respect those who came before you and those who have already achieved what you, as a new student wants to learn how to do, what wants to achieve. When you walk in, you're taught to bow. When you enter the dojang, you're supposed to bow to the Grandmaster and any of the black belts that you encounter. A lot of that is sort of bypassed today, I've noticed, but the bottom line is they're taught to bow to the flag. They're taught to bow to the instructor of the class. You bow in and you bow out. Bowing is not supposed to be a sign of subservience, nor some sort of religious rite. It's supposed to be an acknowledgement that you as a student recognize the accomplishments of those who are in giving the instruction. And without that respect, everything falls apart. Again, it goes back to respect needs to be earned, not commanded. By that I mean you have to demonstrate to your students that you're enthusiastic, that you're respectful of them. There's a reason that black belts bow to white belts, and that is it comes full circle. They show respect to the new student, to the white belt's enthusiasm, lack of experience, and they've been there and done that, and so they recognize it, and that's why black belts bow back to white belts. But again, an instructor who's a bully, instructor who's a fraud, an instructor who's an egotist, or an instructor who, let's say, is a narcissist or has such an inferiority complex that he needs to berate or belittle his students, that particular school is tainted. And without that innate core respect or admiration for the instructors, it all begins to fall apart. I used to talk about how when you join a military outfit, they teach you to march. Well, we all know you don't march in a straight line in combat, but the reason they do that is so that new recruits begin to automatically respond when the sergeant or the lieutenant or up the rank gives them an instruction, because they don't want somebody in combat hearing, let's go men, let's charge that machine gun nest, and half of them go, thinking about that, I don't want to do that's dangerous, the hell with that, I'm not going anywhere. You want them to say, that's the instruction, that's the order, I'm going to follow it because it's my obligation, it's my duty, it's my honor. And it's sort of the same thing in the martial arts. When an instructor says, drop and give me 50, you don't say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm tired, I didn't sign up for all this physical fitness stuff, I just want to learn how to do this or that or the other. As if the mere fact that they're paying an instructor gives them superiority over the instructor. That mentality has got to go right out the door for an effective martial arts school to function. And again, it can't be bullying. You can't say drop and give me 50 out of superiority. You've got to do it because it's a learning process, because that you had to do that, and you have to be willing to demonstrate that you did it and are willing to do it again if your grandmaster tells you to do that, as hard as it may be. So respect is an intimate and core phenomena that's in anything to do with a martial activity. And so, again, you need to teach someone respect, but you have to show them that you are worthy of that respect. So consider that, and I am Grandmaster Ronald Stone, and that's my thought for today. Thank you for watching today's video. We hope you like it, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.